You're awful close there, Jack.
Shanti, Shanti, peace. Sweet Lord Jesus, silence free. And there's no now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Oh, Shanti, Shanti, Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting
Akio, good morning. Thank you for for the like. Yo, I'm very good. How about you, friend? It's too early to go out, friend. Mikhail says, I am good. Glad to hear that. Well, we've woken the beast. He may not settle for a minute. So in the meantime, there's a lonely monkey. Where you going, Bubba? Okay. You're a good boy, Jack. Just a lonely monkey. Good morning, William. How are you, friend? Are you better, sir? Now that you're dripping all over the floor? Are you better? Hi. Bye. Hi. Make up your mind. What are you? I'm not taking you outside. I'm having this whole conversation with Jack very silently on his part. Hi, Lee. Good morning. All right, well, he'll be back.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now
Hi.
into perfect peace. Into divinity.
Are you hot, buddy?
Into perfect
Mm-hmm.
peace. Into divinity.
Oh, Lee says there's 11 here. 10 now, maybe. Oh, I don't know. My number's jumping anyways. Please hit that like button. Totally free. Helps us out. We appreciate it. But hey, even if you don't hit the like button, it's okay. You can still hang out. Lee, if it was the one with the Irish setter face that you found, yes, I saw it. And amazing that you could find stuff, that you can see stuff like that. Wow. Hey, Lee, if you want to put your link up for that, or for any video, you're more than welcome to. All right. William says, so, well, sleeping in a camper, super humid, hot, and sweaty, and have to go to work in 4-ish hours to maybe work outside installing a new sewer line the entire day. Brutal, William. Brutal. But I have to say, there is something to working so hard physically that you just are able to pass out and sleep like a baby. Although it seems like you're not having the best time with that because of the humidity. Do you have a fan? Do you have a box fan right in front of your face? Wishing I would have continued driving right now. William, I was pushing this cart the other day and it was so full that I was having a hard time pushing it. And this customer was just giving me this look, and I said, I'm really questioning my life choices right now. Customer was not amused, but I amused myself. And Lee says, that Irish setter head is coming your way, Cat. I'll make a jewelry piece for you. I am just so flattered and excited and thrilled. Thank you, Lee. And Lee dropped the link. Yeah, really cool, Lee. William says for $14 an hour, too. Yeah, that's tough. I was just saying the other day about how, sometimes the lowest pay goes to the people who physically work the hardest. Lee, I'd be happy if you painted it red or not, whatever you think. I'm going to trust you. Lee says, wait till I finish it, then it'll be cool. It's already very cool. I'm very into old things. William says, I get to kill myself with brutal manual labor. My glasses, it's my eyes. I don't want to blame the glasses. I get to kill myself with brutal manual labor to save face with family that never stopped to ask me what I wanted. I'm really trying not to complain and to get into a good headspace. But not getting there easy, huh? No getting enough sleep on top of spending the entire day yesterday cleaning and doing more hard unpaid manual labor.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti.
Lewis said I was thinking of Jack's color, and you could wear or just display. That's a little bit better. William says most manual labor construction jobs pay $17 an hour, but here pay $17 an hour here, but because I lack employment in this career field, they may offer 14. I see. Yeah. Maddie says you never wander these streets alone. Friends in your heart or on the phone. Silent words we cannot hear. Search your heart, search your mind. Friends and love you will find. So, so sweet, Maddie. Lee says, William, sorry to hear. Hope things improve and get rest, mate. Lee says, and it says hi to Maddie. William says, thanks, Lee. Also, good morning. Maddie says, Lee, brother, hope you're well. Lee says, William, we're always here for you. I'm well, Maddie. I hope you're good. All right, let me check my dog. Where'd he go? Somebody thinks he should go outside. Wants to go wrestle with skunks and possums. Muhammad. Muhammad says, good morning, my friend Cat&Jack and all friends here. Good morning, Muhammad. I hope you're well. Thank you, Jack. Oh. It's okay, friend. I understand. All right, let's turn it on over here. Maybe I can see better. Oh, yes. William says, worst case scenario, I sell my car and just fly away and don't look back. I also have to say, William, that we work in a lot of back rooms that are unconditioned, air conditioned, and have the doors wide open. So it is very, very hot. So I understand where you're coming from. The many faces of Maddie is here today. Maddie, I appreciate you. Is that Anifa? Good morning. And thank you. Thank you for like number 10. You're a 10 in my book. Lee says, there's my nomad. I think Lee has a favorite. Oh no, where'd you go, friend? Come back. Oh, is that supposed to say y'all? Hi, y'all. Excuse me. Too much time outside yesterday. Okay, better. Muhammad says, I will come back for 5 MT. I don't know what that means. Maddie says, formalities done. How are you, Kat? Well, first off, I forgot to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So I just did that. I am good. I don't have any complaints. How are you, Maddie? I was trying to think if there's anything else. No, no complaints. How about you, Maddie? And Lee, do you guys have anything planned for today? Was it Wednesday? I suppose I'm going to break down and go buy a battery for my lawnmower today. It's not that I don't want to cut the grass. It's just the riding mowers were my ex's. And he always complained about them. And I just don't feel like they're mine. I would rather sell both of them and buy a brand new one. Lee says, Kat, are you okay with metal stainless steel? Yes, absolutely. Lee says, today I'm going to rest. You've got your premiere later. What time? What time is your premiere? And this is the beach. What, Maddie? You get to pet goats. What? Oh my gosh, I love goats. 7 p.m. UK is that's the beach one. So that's is that 2 p.m. here? 2 p.m. Okay, good. Well, you know I'll be close to a phone at 2 p.m. Maddie says we have a pet goat at the pond I fish. Are you going to fish or just going to hang out with the goat? I'd love to have a goat, but that's just one more thing I'd have to take care of if I ever decided I wanted to go somewhere. Lee says next week the full video where your jewelry piece was found. Maddie says on Saturday I will go fishing if the weather's permitting. Is that what you feel about it, Jack? Lee says, that's nice, Maddie. Are you going to be going live or fishing off camera? And Maddie says, I live stream when I fish. Maddie says it's not very interesting, to be fair. I like fishing. I like watching fishing channels, Maddie. And I like watching you fish. Lee says, I'll keep an eye open for that. I'll love it. Yeah, me too. I think that's how I got into watching live streams is the, well, except for the guy who walks the streets of New York City at night. Fishing channels was the next thing I watched all the time. Lee says, seeing fish makes me happy. It shows the waters are cleaner.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti.
Oh, yeah. Lee says, who saw Yogi's short of the heron? Which one? This most recent one with the blackbird? That heron is pretty awesome. Maddie says, I used to support what I thought was a homeless guy in England till he was videoed going home to a rather nice house and car. You just never know, Maddie. It is rather disheartening to feel like you've been fooled. Lee says, yes, the trash made me sad, but glad it's been removed. Me too. I remember all the times I went fishing, or I would go to the lake and or the river and put in with my kayak just all the trash. And I also would bring a shopping bag, a plastic bag, just to collect trash. I think people just don't really, well, some people don't care. That's true. But I think some people are just very ignorant. I've done lots of stuff unconsciously that I'm not proud of. So I'm glad we have people like you, Lee. Manny says lots of people, including myself, donated so much money. Lee says, sorry to hear that. I have a rule. Never give cash. I've seen it wasted. If I want to help see people, I offer them. If I want to help people I see, I offer food and drinks. Lee says, Maddie, big hug. I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. Maddie says it was a YouTube channel live. I'm not even. I have a friend who's homeless who I also donate to. I don't even think about. I try not to think about that. I just support them here and there where I can. Lee says we've all been there, Cat, but you change the world and do improve life, the world, and your surrounding. Total respect to you. Thanks, Lee. I'm a cleaner. That's what I do. I clean. Stitchy, good morning, girl. It's early. How are you, my little friend? Okay, I'm gonna attempt this. Is it Henri? Good morning. Hello. Hi, Henri. Henri says, Jack says, hey, I'm trying to sleep here. Yes, he is. Yogi says, forgive yourself. Well, thanks, Maddie. Maddie says you have a huge heart, Cat. And Stitchy says, hi, everyone. Maddie says, Mr. Yogi, my friend. Oh, Stitch says, I know it's early. I'm tired and I'm sad. What's going on? Lee says, sadly, I no longer give cash, but take food that's appreciated more if genuine. And it makes you feel better. When I was homeless in the past, I never asked for anything, but people brought food. I have a story. I have a story about that, Lee. Everybody's saying good morning. And Stitch says, "Where's his head?" It's that little thing all the way down there at the end. He looks very odd. um, Lee, when I worked nights, one of my last stores, instead of going in and working, I would sit outside with one of the homeless men because he had a dog, and we'd just hang out. And I would watch, and people would just pull up in front of the store and bring him food. He never once that I saw asked for money or complained. He was just a happy guy, and people just brought him food. It was amazing, including me. I brought him stuff. Oh, Stitch, my big brother graduated, and I don't want him to graduate. Stitch, it's nice to hear you say something nice about your brother. I'm sorry. Oh, good morning, Yogi. I hope you slept well. Aw, Stitch. Stitch is, it's okay. He is the best big brother ever. Aw. Lee says, the past is gone, can't be changed. Awaken and forgive yourself today. It's a new start. It's a new start. Start all over. We do what we can for a better day tomorrow. We reset again. Yes. It's always a new day, a new moment, a new second, a new chance to start over. Maddie says, I've met so many beautiful hearts from Mr. Yogi. I'm eternally grateful. And Lee says, Yogi, nature's blessings are coming your way. I think Yogi gets to see all the nature blessings every day he goes out for his walk.
Om Shanti Shanti Peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect
Lee says he sure
peace,
does.
into
And what
divinity.
lovely and kind, and how lovely and kind he chooses to share that joy with us on the tube. Walking in Yogi's footsteps through a camera. Love it. Yogi, thank you. Yes, thank you, Yogi. Thank you for sharing your little slice of heaven with us. Maddie says, I'm eating dried, unsweetened bananas for brekkie.
Om Shanti.
Hmm.
Shanti.
Sounds dry.
Judah Mama said every soul now should be.
All right, coughing. All right, better. Maddie says, they are good, Cat. I agree, they're good. I just don't know if I'd eat it for breakfast. Oh, who am I kidding? If it's sweet, I'll eat it. I'll eat it anytime.
Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into
Maddie
divinity.
says salmon for lunch with couscous. I can get behind that.
Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace.
Stitch. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Okay. Oh, okay. Stitch is asking Maddie. Well, she said, how are your 500 fish? Oh, that's right. His fish. Duh. I was thinking, has he caught 500 fish? I forgot all about your aquariums. Look at you, Stitch, reminding me. Forgive me, it's early. Stitch, you know all about Maddie's fish, huh? Girl, you get around. Lee says, well, today I'm broke. I ended up buying maple. Oh, you broke. I ended up buying maple and pecan slice. It was good. It sounds good. And Maddie says, they are good, Stitch. Thank you. I put up a short of my angelfish. My angelfish have hatched eggs and are guarding them. Oh, how sweet. Oh my gosh. That's great, Maddie. Stitch says, sweet, I couldn't keep my fish alive. Oh, I'm sorry, Stitch. Lee says, well, it was only $1, so that was my breakfast. I had turtle cheesecake for breakfast the other day at work. To be fair, I thought it was yogurt, but it looked good, and it was very good. I did not mind a bit that it was dessert for breakfast. Stitch says, now I have Sasha.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti, peace, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Tandra, good morning. Tandra, the other day when I was playing your playlist, I had the volume up and I kept hearing noises from the other room. I don't know if it was it waves or wind. I'm not sure, but I kept thinking it was here, so I kept walking around trying to figure out where the noise was coming from. And then earlier I went in and there was sheep. Stitchy says my brother wants a tabby cat named DJ. DJ Toe Beans. That's funny. Tandra says, oh yes, it will be the waves. You know, I have a baby monitor in the kitchen for the chickens. Just so something happens out there, I can kind of hear. And I thought it was coming from there. I thought it was just like a huge windstorm going on outside. Did he wake up though, Stitch? Oh, you're trying to wake him up. Don't do that, then he'll want to run outside.
Shanti, Shanti, peace, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
The Stitch says, Jack, I see you're flying monkey. No, he does not want a Geo. You know what? No, he does not, Stitchy. We don't want to run into a skunk. Any other time he would. I'm just not going to mention it to him right now.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Tantra says Jack looks mighty comfortable right now. Yeah, I'd say he does.
Om Shanti Shanti. Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace. Breaking down into
All right. Stitch, I do not want a stinky skunk. They may be cute, but that's where it ends, right there. Cute from afar.
Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity.
Nope, stop.
Into perfect peace, into divinity. Om Shanti Shanti. Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace.
KJ Healing says he's exhausted from a hectic day of laying around and napping, LOL. Did you know my dog? Oh my gosh, you are so right. Good morning, KJ. You must know my Jack. Okay, back. KJ says that's why they say it's a dog's life for me. Well, it's a dog's life for me. All right, let's see how this is.
In a cozy little room with sunlight streaming in, Jack the big red dog curls up with his best friend. Cat's got a stitch pad, Jack's tail thumbs with glee, dreaming of adventures and how the world could be. They're singing love and forgiveness in the park, cleaning up the planet with natural love. Magnetic north, they hunt for gold, with kindness and hope that they truly hold.
Hi.
Yeah, Jack and Cat, hearts open wide, changing the world from the inside. No frills, rolls up with a rough kind of grace, but his angels show love in every space. Tandra brings waves, her peace like the sea.
Tanja, I've had Jack for 4 years.
Wake up, Jack, it's me. Just a yogi smiles with the breath of the breeze, capturing nature's and soul's ace. Every friend I know in a song they write, with laughter by day and starlight by night. They say love and forgiveness wild and true, turning the old into something. With magnetic north, they roam so far, but it's kindness and hope that their hearts are. Yeah, Jack and Cat, side by side, a love so strong.
Are you done, so?
They can't hide. From city
Look what you did, Stitch.
to mountain streams,
I blame you.
they plant good deeds alike, living dreams.
Baba,
They
look
don't
once again.
need fame,
I'm not taking
they
you
don't
out,
need
no matter what Stitch says.
the treasures in the stories they told. They're singing love and forgiveness night and day. Clear the fog and lighting the way. Magnetic north with all their crew. They're painting the world in brighter hues. Brighter hues. So
Maddie says I have wasabi peas for snacks. Oh, I love that. Yummy.
know that love walks where the hearts are at. Where the hearts are at. In every mess, in every storm. They're the one that keeps us warm.
Well,
In a cozy little room with sunlight streaming in, Jack the big red dog curls up with his best friend. Cat's got a stitch pad, Jack's tail thumbs with glee, dreaming of adventures and how the world could be. They're singing love and forgiveness in the park, cleaning up the planet with the natural law. Magnetic north, they hunt for gold, with kindness and hope that they
Come on.
truly hold. Yeah, Jack and Cat, hearts open wide, changing the world from the inside. No frills, rolls up with a rough kind of grace.
what are we gonna do, buddy?
Show love in every space. Tandra brings waves, Jack, it's me. Just a yogi stars with the breath of the breeze, capturing nature's and souls at ease. Every friend I know in a song they write, with laughter by day and starlight by night. They say love and forgiveness while it's true, turning the old into something magnetic north. They roam so far, but it's kindness and hope that their hearts are. Yeah, Jack and Cat, side by in a cozy little room.
Actually, Jack got up because he farted and scared himself. That's the truth.
Cat's got a sketch pad, trying to steal thumbs with glee, dreaming of adventures and how the world could be. They're singing love and forgiveness in the car, cleaning up the planet with the natural law. Magnetic north, they hunt for gold, with kindness and hope that they truly hold. Yeah, Jack and Cat, hearts open wide, changing the world from the inside. No frills, rolls up with a rough kind of grace, but his angels show love in every space.
Mo. Hi, Mo. Good morning.
Her peace like the sea, and stitch love whispers, wake up, Jack, it's me. Just a yogi stars with the breath of the breeze, capturing nature's and souls at ease. Every friend I know in a song they write, with laughter
Lee
by
says,
day and
"Back.
starlight by night. They say
I'm
love
sorry, I had a few things to do." No problem.
turning the old into something magnetic north. They roam so far, but it's kindness and hope that they hearts
Did I read that, William? William says, "I'm back. I decided to take it out on myself and eat my feelings. It's becoming the normal for me." Stop, Jack. Oh my goodness. He's ready to just annoy me. Huh. Yes. You might as well get up there.
dreaming of adventures and how the world could be. They're singing love and forgiveness in the park,
Stop, buddy.
cleaning up the planet with the natural law. Magnetic north, they hunt for gold, with kindness and hope that they truly hold. Yeah, Jack and Cat, hearts open wide, changing the world from the inside.
Yes. Yes, my friend. I made a cover for my book because, Jack ate my book. So it's wrapped in Christmas wrapping because it's a gift. And it's what I had. This is like picking a tarot card. All right. Yep.
Jack the big red dog curls up with his best friend. Cat's got a stitch pad, trying to steal thumbs with glee, dreaming of adventures and how the world could be. They're singing love and forgiveness in the park,
Let me scratch Jack's butt first.
cleaning up the planet.
All right. Lee asked for a random reading from A Course in Miracles. So, from chapter 21, let's see what the section is. It's a section 11, the responsibility for sight. Yet the truth is, you and your brother were both created by a loving Father who created you together and as one. See what proves otherwise, and you deny your whole reality. But grant that everything that seems to stand between you and your brother, keeping you from each other and separate from your Father, you made in secret, and the instant of release has come to you. All its effects are gone because its source has been uncovered. It is its seeming independence of its source that keeps you prisoner. This is the same mistake as thinking you are independent of the source by which you were created and have never left. That's what I got. He's awful long, isn't he? Wow. I'll get it set on him and I'll move. William says, sounds like a good breakfast and lunch, Maddie. I will probably skip lunch today. I ate like 600 calories for breakfast. William says, a true gift of knowledge and forgiveness, a gift towards peace. And Lee says, thanks, Kat. Does that have meaning to you? It does for me. Yes, absolutely. Nicely read, thank you. Well, you're welcome. William says, cannot lie. I probably missed 80% of what that means. I think the main point can be summed up with the last sentence, William, which is, this is the same mistake as thinking you are independent of the source by which you were created and have never left. The point is, you've never left your creator. William says, oh, the warbler ball, my dad's dog goes nuts for that ball. It's her favorite. Did you see that? I don't know where you saw it at, but yes, we have one of those. And he says, basic, William, our brother is a person we know, and to move on, we have to accept and forgive ourselves and our brother or sister to move to the source, the higher self, the one step closer to God. And Father, stay with us no matter what. I think our Creator Father does. No matter what our fathers here on earth are doing, our true Father, our Creator. It's impossible for us to leave Him. And we go back to that tiny mad dream that we could be separate. William says, I feel like I could have forgiven everything if I did not come back. I just need to convince myself to see life differently, I guess, and I won't even continue. William, it's not even convincing yourself. It's a natural evolution as you go through A Course in Miracles. As Yogi says many times, you can't will yourself into believing or force yourself or force the lessons into your brain. And you can't rationalize it. It's all something that happens kind of behind the scenes, just as you're doing a course. It was to the right of Jack. Oh, I see it. Yep. Where are you going, buddy? And he says, William, I want to see things differently. That changes things, whether you see it or not. William says, everyone asks, would he really create someone solely to suffer, but all things work together for good in his efforts. So by whose definition is suffering? Well, he didn't create the suffering. I don't know if it's in the Bible, but one of the things I always remembered hearing in church was that God can't look upon sin. Like that's why Jesus on the cross said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Because God had to turn his head away because he couldn't look at sin. That's so skewed. My belief now is God doesn't look at our dreams because he knows that's not the reality. The suffering is just part of our, oh goodness, that's all our creation, miscreation, unconscious creating. No matter what, we're always creating. The question is, what are we creating? William says, I keep repeating it until I am blue in the face and it doesn't help. Well, that's because, again, you can't force yourself into it. It's a natural, soft, easy process that happens sometimes before you even realize what's going on. I'm going to run and take Jack out because he's just not going to take no for an answer. But yep. Okay, he is just going to keep walking back and forth till I do it. I'm going to run and take Jack out. Come on, buddy. I think, William, that's just a story. Jesus was forsaken in his human form, and after he uttered those words, he died of a heart attack as mercy from God and brought to heaven. He never left. He entered the illusion to show us the way, as a good big brother would.
Early mornings with Cat and Jack. Big red dog with a coffee knack. Sun peeks out, birds all sing. Here comes Big Al doing his thing. Cat said, "Oh, you need a ride with a basket for your bike to glide." Mom chimed in with flowers too. Something sweet, something cute for you. But Big Al had a bigger plan. Not just
I have not seen Big Al around.
Wait and see. Charms a gift, and it rides with me down the lane and through the square. Tulips flying through the air.
Let's put up a Yogi link.
He hands them out like magic gifts. Your Big Al had a bigger plan, not just any basket man. You got a huge one, bold and brave, burst in blooms, a wild delight.
Hey, William, do you have headphones?
When Big Al rolls by before noon, passing out petals with a wink and a grin. Early mornings where the charm begins.
Headphones that you can Bluetooth to your phone?
With blossoms tucked up to his knees, Cat and Jack just tip their hats. Big Al's the king of flower chats. So if you see a basket wide and a big old grin you can't deny, it's Big Al with his floral crew, making gray skies turn to blue. All the women wave and blush.
Lee says, I don't use names in spiritual awareness, but instead the unseen energies of those we call guardians in God.
Early mornings, laughter loud. Cat and Jack are mighty proud of the man with the flowered plan. Big Al, the blue rolling man. In the hush of dusk, where the shadows roam, walks a man called MK, far from home. With Lila the cat, fierce and sly. Flick of her tail and the stars reply. Oh, MK, the lion-born sage.
William says, I basically live in my headphones. Yes, me too. At work, it keeps me out of trouble. But I was going to say, I'm sure you know that A Course in Miracles can be found on YouTube in an audible form, so you can just listen.
He speaks no curse, but his eyes reveal.
And sometimes it just plays in my ear and I'm not really listening. It's just playing. But occasionally a phrase or a word or something will be conveyed in that time. All right, be right back. Jackson scratching at the door.
Your truth, Jack feels your flame. You heal the lost without need for fame. He speaks no curse, but his eyes reveal. He mentioned fire that dares to heal. I love perch by the
There's my boy. All right, back. I saw that you wrote something I didn't read yet, William. I don't see myself having the wherewithal to muster what I am expecting is asked of me to make this job work. William says, conditioned to not be a burden to others and largely the comfort of avoiding being criticized for what I listen to. Oh, with the headphones. You're conditioned to not be a burden to others and largely the comfort of avoiding being criticized for what I listen to. Better ability to hear what I want and arguably the world around me if I could. Williamson's Big Al just moved into his new apartment and was on Eric's live the day before last, I think. Just got his new bed made up too. Well, thanks for that. I feel like I heard something about a woman too. Well, I'm hoping he's keeping busy and he's happy. Lisa, sorry to hear that, William. It matters not what music you like as long as it brings you joy, peace, and happiness. Same with your voice. It should be heard. Maddie says, I'm still hanging in the background doing chores. Thanks for that, Maddie. Sometimes I think the same things, William. I go into a store and I see what's been delivered and I'm just overwhelmed. There are mountains and mountains and mountains of soda for me to have to break down and put in the correct place, try to find room for. It seems like the task is overwhelming. But just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Put on your headphones, listen to your music, get lost, get the job done, and then be proud of a hard day's work at the end. I always underestimate what I can do. Lee says, Maddie, put the Nomad cold as ice to work and then you can chill a bit. I see what you did there, Lee, on so many levels. You can chill out. Put the Nomad cold as ice to work. William says, every time I speak, it goes unheard or weaponized against me, regardless of intent. So I also was conditioned to internalize everything, which makes us sick. Makes us sick and unhappy. Maddie says, I like keeping busy. Boredom is awful. I hate being off of work. We have two extremes here. One that's overwhelmed with work and the other one that wants to go to work. William says, in this job, I don't think I get music, which is what I am largely reluctant of. You don't think you'll be able to listen to music? Is that what you're saying, William? And Lee says, I today decided to forgive and move on. I removed 3 from a friends list. And Lee says, LOL, I knew you would get that, Cat. William says, I'm trying not to, but I couldn't say right now I couldn't say right now I am not harboring resentment. And that's okay. I mean, acknowledging it's good. You saying that just brings me back to what I see as a form of vengeance. Another lesson in the book. And William, I think you should just stick with the Course in Miracles. It's going to slowly work on you and change your outlook and give you peace. That is my wish for you, William. And William, I love you. Maddie says, I'm a workaholic, Cat. I'm demented. You're not demented.
Jack the big red dog is torn, he loves his cat.
William says, I am a get things done person, and if I feel respected, some grueling work is acceptable. But I am literally just a grunt with no autonomy of self. You know, I used that word once too. I said, I'm just a grunt. And my friend Angie from the Judah channel said to me, you're not a grunt. You're so much more than what you do for a living. And if you just stock shelves in a grocery store, be the best at it. Which I automatically said, I don't want to be the best at stocking shelves. I didn't even see it, Lee. Lee says, I don't stand for racist jokes, so I removed that for reasons. Whoever they are, no place in my world for it. Well, I trust you, Lee. I'm looking at my laptop, so I didn't even see it. And yeah, okay. Were they picking on redheads? That's so mean. William says, everything I do reflects on my mother because she works there and she got me the job. Oh, it reflects on your mother. Oh, it wasn't here? Okay. William says, I grew up with racists and racist little like jokes. Everything is words we give meaning to. I sense beyond the cruel words I portrayed, they conveyed fear and longing to belong. I don't know their why. Maddie says, I'm just a landscape gardener from my local council. How lucky. I think it's beautiful. You get to work with the earth. Past couple of days when I've been in the funk, I have automatically gone outside to work with my plants. Got my hands all dirty and nasty, broke my nails. Not that I ever have pretty nails, but just getting out there and digging in the earth is very, very soothing. Lisa's, it was on Facebook, and those are members of magnet communities, so I removed my friends. I was disgusted. I'm sorry. And Yogi says, and while we're on the subject, I love you too, William. William says if they were brought up with it as acceptable, times change, etc. So they do what they grew up to know. I cannot change them, but love them. Yes. Yep. Yogi says, Maddie, you're an artist. He is. Maddie says, I work outside with fresh air and nature all around me, so I'm blessed. And Maddie says, Mr. Yogi, more to come. There's an idea, Yogi. Bless every item you stop, Cat, and everyone will receive a blessing. That's a great idea. You know, I giggle at myself thinking about putting little eyeballs on the soda cases. But yes, I could put my intentions into it. Thanks for that idea, Yogi. Lee says, I get that, Maddie, but I was in a position to not only visit an important friend, but a monastery, which has been a high point of longing for me for a large number of years and called back out of. William, have you ever considered that you're in the place you're in for a reason? You did say earlier something about knowing that everything happens for your good. You said that in other words, but I think the same idea. Maybe you're there to learn something. Lee says we're all equal in life, regardless of where we're from. The video was a mockery and a stereotype. Oh, I see. You know, Lee, I've done that too. I hate that. I hate that sometimes I see something I really dislike. And I have removed a friend or two from my list just because the negativity was so blatant and so unkind, and I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think of that person in that light. And I couldn't stop judging them. So I let them go with love, is the way I look at it. Oh my gosh, Jack. William says, didn't even get to visit one thing on my list I set out to do. But maybe it's not the right time. Maybe there will be a time, but maybe right now is not the right time. I know it's hard, William. Yesterday I went through a funk. I'm like, things just aren't happening fast enough for me. And I feel kind of stagnant. All right, I'm going to go retrieve my dog. I'm the retriever in this relationship. Go, go, go. You better go. What's on your butt? What's on your foot? Huh? What is it? What's on your hiney? Oh, does it feel good? Does it feel good? Yes. Okay. That's my boy. William, have you ever thought about writing poetry? William says that is the resentment towards God. Gives me what I need, not wanted. How much of my life must be sacrificed? If there's nothing in my life of me, then it isn't even my life. I am living someone else's script. Yogi says work. Whatever we do is a prayer. So what are we praying for? You know, that's such a lovely idea, Yogi. I do, you hear about one of the reasons to stay away from fast food, besides this being unhealthy, is the people working there are unhappy. And do you want unhappy people putting their energy into your food? It literally can make you sick. So I can see turning that around and using that energy in a beneficial way. Lee says, I don't like things like that and the constant slurring. I cut the negative from life, forgive and move on to remain positive. Yeah. Yogi says, of course, that's easy for me to say as I work for you guys on YouTube. And Lee says, Yogi, what you do is give guidance. It's not work. As such, you give us the light. And Lee says, Cat, read my comment above to that to understand. What I see before that, Lee, is we are all equal in life, regardless of where we're from. The video was a mockery and a stereotype. I don't like things like that and the constant slurring. I cut the negative from life, forgive and move on to remain positive. That's the thing I saw before, Lee. I get it. William says, returning to the living waters. After that, about 9/11, I don't know if I see that. I don't have anything. Did you say before that? Oh my gosh, where are you? After that, I don't have anything after that. Which it seems YouTube's going through some glitches and sometimes some messages aren't coming through. Let me see my other phone. Thank you, William. William says it didn't come across, Lee. Lee says, Yogi, you're welcome. Oh, you know what? Yes, it might have triggered something in my words list, Lee. It's just a generic list of words that just don't show up. 9/11, William's right. 9/11 might be one of those keywords. Reese says it was a video about civilians in aircraft. Yogi says God never asked for sacrifice, William, only to surrender the perception that there's something we want that isn't God. Oh, the video is why I unfriended. It was an unkind video about 9/11. It's a big trigger. Yep, YouTube in general purges political or controversial topics as it deems fit. And Lee agrees. Jack, you need to settle, sir. Stitch did this to you. Go on. Go. There you go. Go the other way, sir. Go. Don't give me those puppy dog eyes. William, you have a lot going through your mind. A lot. I would just ask for some peace. Just a little peace right here, right now. And try not to get too hung up on what's to come or what didn't happen for you in the past. Lady Sky, good morning, friend. How are you? Lee says, William, I think we train our minds to accept positivity and that in turn can be helped with listening into the natural world. 1 hour listening to birds and trees heals the soul. Oh my gosh, I heard that the other day. Like 20 minutes of bird song. What they say, first thing in the morning. I think it had a measurable effect on our outlook. Lee says, Yogi, I'm glad I could bring a smile to you. Lady Sky says, hi to Magnetic North Adventures. William says, it never ceases. And to answer the question about poetry, if my words wouldn't be weaponized against me, I would consider it. Well, I think maybe write it for yourself. If that interests you. You don't have to share it. When the time is right to share it, you'll know. Lee says, before the sun up, most certainly best, as the air is pure too. I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense, Lee. I do, because I have that baby monitor out of the chickens. I can hear the birds that start talking before the light comes up. It's really great. have heard of the Baker Act. I was a police officer in Florida. I'm certainly familiar with it. Lee says, going to lead with love and peace and natural blessings. Listen to the great outdoors and heal. William says, oh, well then, self-explanatory. William says mere perception enough to convict someone against their will. LOL. Bye, Lee. Thanks for hanging out. William says take care, M&A. And thank you for trying to help. I'm looking at that ball that you called a warble ball. I think we call it a giggle ball. And Jack is not, he liked it at first and then it just sits there in the corner. Lee says, William, you're a friend. We all want you to be at peace. Peace of mind, healed and restored. Hi, Rosie. Good morning. All right, I'm going to mangle your name. Can I just call you MJ? Hello. Lee says, I'll see you soon. Yep, we're all going to head over to, well, not all of us. You don't have to, but I put a link up if you want to join us over at Yogi's live stream in a couple of minutes. William says, we had to take it away from my dad's dog. She would go nuts when she hears it and tries to lick the purple things to get into the ball. It's too big for her. To bite at it reliably. William says, I read their name as Face. You're better than me. I'm so afraid to even try, too. Rosie says, LOL, I was busy doing things. That's what I didn't join. Pretty sleepy, but I don't see Jack. That's because Jack is hiding. right at my feet. Maddie says 20 likes. Well done, Cat. Thank you, Maddie. I know you're responsible for half of those. And Maddie says, hi, Rosie. And she says, hi back. And she says, there's Jack. Yes, there he is. All right, it is 5 o'clock. Yogi, you better choke down that apple. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the company. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you at Yogi's. Bye.